Hello everybody, this is Whofish here, and today I'm bringing you a $500 gaming PC build. Now, I had a little bit of inspiration to do this. I've seen a lot of $500 PC builds, some of them better than others, but I feel that, as of right now, these are the best parts that you can really get for the $500 price bracket, and it will look pretty nice. It'll be a micro ATX build. It'll be pretty beautiful with that case that I've chosen, which you'll see later on. And also, it's going to run games fairly well. I'm talking medium to high settings with this graphics card and this CPU selected. So, to kick off our build, we have the Intel Core i3-4130. Now, this may be a dual-core processor, and believe me, it packs a lot of punch. You can watch a lot of different videos that are showing you the capabilities of this i3 on the Haswell, and it's just an amazing processor for the money. If you'd like an AMD kind of counterpart to this, the FX 6300 would be a good thing to look at. But personally, I like Intel a little bit more for my own bias. And yes, so this part does have hyperthreading, so that helps it out a lot when it's competing with quad-core things. So yeah, this should be a good processor for our $500 build. Now, the next part, the motherboard. This, we have the MSI H81MP33. Now, this does only support 2 DIMMs of memory and only up to 1600 megahertz, which may not seem super great, but you know what, it's okay. This will do you just fine. It has all the standard features. It has PCI Express lanes. It does not support Crossfire, SLI, or anything like that. It's nothing too fancy. It's a pretty bare bones motherboard. But for this build, I think it will serve us well. Next up, we have the EVGA GTX 750 Ti 2GB graphics card. Now, this is a super duper power efficient graphics card, which I love a lot. And because it is that power efficient and it doesn't take in that much electricity, as a plus to that, it also stays very, very cool, which is lovely, especially with EVGA's lovely fan that they've put on top of this. So, all combined, this is an amazing graphics card for the money. This will run you about 150 bucks. You'll be running games at fairly decent settings, medium-high settings at very good frame rates. I'm talking probably between 40 to 60 FPS. It will be a pretty good graphics card for the money. Now, moving on to the case. I love the aesthetics of this case, the BitPhoenix Prodigy. Now, this may be kind of stupid option considering that we're in the $500 price bracket. It's quite an expensive case. It'll run you about $100, maybe a little bit less if you buy it from certain places. Yes, but this is a mini. It does accept mini ATX motherboards. It's fairly small, a little bit chubby though, and I can highly recommend this case. It has a very spacious inside, although you wouldn't even need that with this graphics card since it is very short. Yes. It's very, very aesthetically pleasing in my opinion, and I think many people feel the same way. But if you'd like, you can go with something a little bit cheaper, but you don't really have to. Next, moving on, we have the Corsair 430 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply. Now, this is a pretty good power supply. It runs you around 50 bucks. You don't want to cheap out on your power supply because it's just an important part of your computer. Although it doesn't really provide any type of performance gain, it is extremely important. You don't want a very bad power efficient power supply. So this is 80 plus bronze certified, and 430 watts. You got a lot of headroom considering most of these parts are very power efficient. Next, moving on. We have the Western Digital 1 terabyte 702 RPM internal hard drive. This is a fairly standard piece that many people use. It is pretty dang good as far as I'm concerned. It may not spin as long as something like a Western Digital Black, their flagship hard drive, but believe me, it is still something amazing that you should look into. And this will run you around $56. Now, last piece, the RAM. For the RAM, we're going to go with 8 gigabytes of DDR3 1600 megahertz RAM. Now, this is from no specific company. However, really, with the price of RAM, it's gone up quite a bit lately. Well, not even lately, it happened. I believe there was a fire in a factory, and RAM prices spiked up maybe even like 6 months ago. But yeah, they haven't really quite recovered. So wherever you are, just try and get the cheapest RAM possible that's not from a particularly ghetto brand. Corsair, Kingston, they'll all do pretty well. Those are all some good companies to buy from. Just get it from a half decent brand, nothing too ghetto. 1600 megahertz speed, 8 gigabytes of it, and that should be pretty good. Although you will be filling up all of the RAM slots on your motherboard since it only supports 2. So if you'd like that, to bear that in mind, if you would potentially like to upgrade to 16 gigabytes in the future, you may want to go with a 8 gigabyte DIMM. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been my $500 PC build, and yes, so I hope that this helps you out. Like the video, comment, subscribe, do all that crap below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.